enter the realm of the VCR Podcast with your host, Vish.
They're just bastardizing our childhood and the classics.
Chris.
Nintendogs drove me. It's what makes me want to hurt people.
Radical.
People in general still bitch about everything. It still doesn't change.
Let the podcast begin.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the VCR Podcast, the only podcast that predates itself from the moment the title is spoken. Adam, a.k.a. CS Radical, here with you guys. Jen and Chris, views Rochelle's above me here. Episode 68, one away from that classic 69.
Nice.
This week, your guests include nobody and no one. So enjoy the rest of the show as we continue on this,
and have a good night.
Amazing format. Otherwise, how are you guys doing? As we finally have had like a full week of not shitty cold weather, which is the best.
Yeah, no,
I went outside.
Yeah, I've been going outside every day for at least an hour just to get some air, get some
to remember what it looked like.
Yeah. Honestly, yes. For me, it's like even when it was like at least in plus digits, I would suck it up, wear a toque, wear a jacket, go outside in a hoodie like this because it's pretty thick, and because honestly, it's especially when you're working from home, it starts to feel like house arrest after a while, and you just need to.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you're a gamer, in which case staying at home is the best house arrest ever. It's almost like Haven. It's like outside is the house. That's outdoor arrest. That's what that is for gamers.
Outdoor arrest.
I think they call that homelessness, Adam.
No. We call that having to not play video games, Vish. That's what we as gamers call it. We call it not playing video games.
Where's the PlayStation?
Okay.
There's no TV.
That's when you're just a smart, like your parents always tell you, go outside, and then you just stuck your TV facing outside and you just played from outside the window.
I never did that.
I couldn't. My room was on the second floor of my old house. It wasn't possible unless I wanted to fall off the fucking roof.
Yeah, you'd be pretty dangerous.
Fall off the roof.
Well, if you want to get me the DeLorean, I can go back in time and try it.
But I would want the DeLorean for myself.
Well, then I guess I can't fall off the roof. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
Oh, the butterfly effect. We're all gonna fucking
fake
die.
news.
No, more like bitch news. Ha. Moving on. So, highlights of the week for everybody. I'm going to kick us off this time because I'm going to give you guys a review because I finished Saints Row Remastered.
Nice.
So, I did end up playing other games, and my highlight isn't even the Saints Row review. I just want to quickly go over that because Saints Row, the original game, super fun, really, really good at the time. The remaster version did not need to be $60. It is a 2011 game with a fresh coat of paint. It did not need to be that expensive. I'm glad I got it at $30, and even then, I still think I pushed my luck a little bit.
So it should have been more like $30, $40 regular price.
If you have never played a Saints Row game before, you would have been fine because you would have enjoyed it in its first try. Like I keep telling Vish, like Saints Row 4 was like $5 like last week. Do that. That's fine. If Saints Row, if the remaster, I don't need you to comment. I'm just continuing the story.
Sure, go ahead.
Saints Row the Third, however, if you had never played a Saints Row game before and still got it at $30, you'd be like, that was funny. But goddamn, is it a buggy piece of shit?
Was it really?
It's an open world game. It's designed to be a buggy piece of shit.
Yeah, it's open world, yeah.
Even the remaster was buggy?
Well, remaster doesn't include bug fixing. It's just literally a fresh coat of paint for the most part.
Huh.
And it's an open world game. Like, all you have to do is stand in the wrong spot or get hit by a thing at the wrong angle and you fall through the map. Like, that's just an inevitability. You can't invisible wall a map that big without a crack to fall through at some point. So I had a few cases of like getting stuck in places or the AI literally just refusing to do shit. Like the amount of times that I'd be like screaming at the AI, which are all on my streams on this channel, by the way. YouTube.com/csradical or twitch.tv/csradical. You can check out all those streams, and every single time I'm like, get in the fucking car, as I'm just being barraged by bullets and helicopter shit, like all over the place. I'm just screaming. And then once in the blue moon, just the objectives doesn't work for some reason. Like I must have triggered something accidentally and it just fucks everything up, so I had to restart missions. So Yeah, it's definitely a 10-year-old game, and it showed its age. But it was still fun. Like, I'd still say it was like a 7 out of 10 in terms of its like entertainment value. But
it wasn't worth the price.
No, I would rather have. I would have to get that under $20 if I was ever to get it again, and I'd rather just wait until it somehow got put on free with like PlayStation Plus or something if I was lucky. Because like as somebody who's already played the game, I just got a brief wave of nostalgia. Some of the missions reminded me of how funny some of the things are, but like realistically speaking, I kind of wasted mostly like 15 hours playing that game because I already had played it. If I hadn't played it before, I probably would have been pissing myself laughing, but because I knew pretty much everything that happens.
Oh, it's one of those.
So like, it's like, yeah, I kind of know everything, and I know most of the jokes still, so there's still a smile on my face, but it's not like the same as when it hits you the first time. It's like when you watch a really, really, like the first time we all watched Team America, it's nowhere near as funny as it is the second time. Just all those jokes hit so hard the first time.
It's like some Family Guy episodes, like the whole, like the first time I saw it, it got uncomfortable. The second time I watched it, I think I was in tears laughing just because...
Some things work in reverse, yeah. Like, sometimes they're funnier the more you watch it, and then sometimes, once you've seen all the jokes before, you know the punchline, so it doesn't have the same value anymore, especially the really absurd stuff. So it doesn't work the same way. But no, it's fine for if you've never played the series before, but wait for the price to go down even a little bit more, because I don't know if it's even worth that if it's your first time in. But... my proper highlight is the new game that I'm playing now on stream, which is Control, now that I finally got around to that. And that game is fucking fantastic. But I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's fucking fantastic.
That sums up every trailer I've ever watched. It's like, what?
Is this a PS5 game? Or?
No, it got a PS5 upgrade, so it has like the controller, like little bits there, here and there of the haptic feedback, and the sound's been done a little bit better. The graphics are fine. It runs at a nice 60, I believe. It looked fine to me, so I couldn't tell the difference. But like, this game is honestly the best way I can explain it. It feels like what would happen if a Netflix or Amazon Prime show was made into a video game. Because the way that its story is designed, the way that a lot of the cutscenes are done, even the intro to the game comes off like the intro to like... I felt like I was watching Man in the High Castle with an intro all over again. Like the way that they design it, it comes off like so Netflix. It's so interesting how it's designed that way.
I was gonna ask if it's pretty grounded, but then I see her using the Force to move shit.
Oh no, it's basically like paranormal action game. Like... Some of the set pieces in this game are creepy as shit. You won't probably see it in the footage that I'm playing from my stream, but like the beginning of the game is fucking weird, like unsettlingly weird.
How? What system are you playing this on?
This would be my PS5, obviously.
Okay, and do you know how much is it on Steam at all? Or?
It was free last month, I think, actually.
Fuck.
On PlayStation Plus.
We tell you about these every month, and you just don't do them. That's not my fault.
No, this actually looks like it would be.
Or wait, is it this?
Really enjoy this.
Is it this month? I think it might be this month.
It's still March, so
I gotta check. Quick Google search.
7 right now, isn't it?
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, you're right. That
April?
was February. Damn. Well, that's a shame.
That's okay. I'll wait till it goes down. It looks like an indie game that'll probably go on sale often.
I mean, it's not an indie game, but yeah. It's definitely not. It's. I almost want to say it's like as close to AAA you can get without it being AAA.
Yeah.
The production value is
and they just
really
released
astonishing.
The ultimate,
That's what this is.
The ultimate edition. Yeah. It's on Game Pass if you want to play it there.
It's
just
it's a shorter game. Like the reason I'm playing it too is because I plan to play Outriders when it launches next week on Thursday. So I needed something that could fill that time, and it's apparently about 12 to 16 hours, depending on how much.
Okay, I was going to ask, what do you consider a shorter game?
I mean, yeah, like roughly 10 to 15 is what I consider to be short these days, which is a good thing.
Okay, no, that's what I was wondering, because I know you play games that are like you put 100+ hours into it, so I just wanted to.
Well, yeah, but this isn't a Japanese RPG,
that's
so we
know it's
a
medium game.
Yeah, you're right. This is a moderately short game. Short game would be like Heavenly Sword, where it's like 3 hours. Bye bye.
That was 3 hours.
It was short.
It was short.
Huh. I think it was more of a PS3 demo when it came out.
That was kind of the purpose of it. It's like any game that launches first. Like I'm actually surprised that PS5 really hasn't technically had that game, Because I mean, I guess it's Astrobot, but it's free, so you can't really complain.
Yes, and that's like, I don't know if that was actually like 12 hours long, I'd still be playing it. That
Oh
game
yeah,
is
but I mean,
so
like
good.
in the sense of like every new console has like that launch game that you know is just meant to be a graphical test, and it's like really short and it doesn't offer a lot. That was obviously Heavenly Sword with the PS3, and then that was Order 1886 on the PS4. PS5 doesn't really have that. It's Astrobot or Astro's Playroom.
Which one I thought was the ultimate one of those? Luigi's Mansion.
Well, Luigi's Mansion is at least fun.
No, I get
Yeah,
that,
that
but
is-
it was really a GameCube demo more than anything else.
Well, yeah, but at least that one was enjoyable, whereas people played Heavenly Sword and Order 1886 and went, I just fucking wasted $70 on that shit.
Yeah,
But no, Control's been a pretty fantastic. Like I've played 4 hours so far, and I've gone through a good chunk of it. I thought I was doing DLC at one point, but no, I think I just kind of went off the beaten path and found a little side mission. There is some weird shit. The voice acting is really spot on. They do a fantastic job in all that stuff, and the atmosphere is what kills it. Some of those set pieces, like I said, are just phenomenally, like, really unsettling. To the point that, like, I was sitting there being like, man, I know this isn't a horror game, but I'm waiting for something to jump around the corner on me.
yeah, it seems like it. Like even just watching this, I'm like, something's gonna come around the corner, like Resident Evil style.
Mr. X.
Well, you don't hear the poof, 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 so you're safe. You know you're safe.
For now.
But yeah, that was pretty much it for me. I'm probably going to have a full review for that next week, so because my plan is to finish it by the Sunday stream. So,
Very nice.
So let's go with Vish on this one. What do you got?
Okay, so I got two. One of them, again, it's been again, I was impressed with the Oscars this year with their nominations and everything and the diversity. And also, there was one movie on Netflix I was wanting to watch, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. It's a movie the late great Chadwick is nominated for.
Oh yes.
First half hour, I was just like, what? Like I didn't get it, so I stopped watching it. Then this weekend I was bored, so I was like, oh, you know what? Let me finish it off. Fantastic acting. Movie's not that amazing, but it after the first half hour, it's like, okay, I see what this is about. He definitely sorry, okay, for the record, not Corona.
I mean, I don't care. I'm behind a computer monitor. You can do whatever the hell you want in there. Just don't go outside. Stay on gamer house arrest.
Computer virus.
I do have seasonal allergies, and I have been outside quite a bit, so I will be sneezing a lot for the next foreseeable future.
Well, good. Don't talk for a while.
So the nomination was very much well deserved, and I think he has a legitimate shot of winning it. Because
it sounds like an Oscar movie, though, just on the basis of you being like, I don't get it, and you're like, it's okay.
The ending actually just makes you rage. Just
that doesn't help me with anything, but you know, I'm more referring to like the quote unquote quality of the film, where like random like casual like moviegoers like us that basically just watch like, you know, fun stuff will watch that movie and be like, okay.
Yeah, no. So I was just like, hey, you know what? He deserves this, and I think he has a legitimate shot of winning it as well. I'm not even just saying that. Like he did it really well. He played a wide range of emotions and everything, and I think he has a legit shot. So rest in peace, Chadwick. Good luck.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Can't wait to hear everybody bitch about it when he wins it.
Oh yeah. But I'm sure you guys can guess my highlight of the week this week.
I'm assuming it's Brick Breaker related.
Yes. It was a brick breaker with Superman destroying the fucking brick.
I mean, I feel like you would play that game at this point because you probably need something to fuck up Brick Breaker.
Oh my god, man. Like, I could not believe what an improvement the Snyder Cut was.
I genuinely can't believe how amazing it is, apparently, because everybody's talking about it. And I'm like, how does just a random person coming in just suddenly make this movie better? Like, how fucked up was that production then?
Well, in all fairness, you can say what you want. You can get paid $10 billion. you lose your child. There's almost no recovery from that. And
I don't know what you're referring to.
No, Zack Snyder. That's why he had to leave Justice League. His daughter committed suicide.
Oh, I don't remember that part.
Well, I didn't know. I knew he left the project. I didn't know why.
That's why he left it. Because his daughter committed suicide, and he was, like I said, you can't recover from that. Like it's going to be damaging you for the rest of your life.
Well, either way, it just comes down to, okay, it's like that's fine, but still, like with that level of production value, how did nobody like watch what the finished product was and go, we need to fix that? I don't get it. It literally, because I mean, I heard that there's like some new stuff in there, but it sounds like it's still like taking a lot of what was there.
It's actually significantly new stuff that was in there. There was some of the old stuff, but it was everything was improved. Character development was improved. Story was well done. It actually explained everything properly as to this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. Like you saw character development with the villain, who was really a non-existent entity, like a non-important entity in the entire movie. Like you saw, like so many lame, unnecessary scenes were cut from the movie, and just like they went full out with Superman and his powers. Like it wasn't just like he held back; like he went full on. Like if Superman had was like
whoa, wait, spoilers! I thought he was dead.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Literally everything was such an improvement. I couldn't even believe it. Like the Flash was so much more important in this movie than he was the last time. And Cyborg, holy shit. Such a great character in this movie. I understand why Ray Fisher's fucking pissed at WB. Cyborg was almost like the Ant-Man of the DC universe, because it's like, oh, it's Cyborg, whatever. But then it's like, oh, Cyborg's awesome. Like he became so significant and so impactful. The way Ant-Man, we're just like, Ant-Man's fucking stupid, but we fucking love Ant-Man now. And
it almost sounds like, that DC and whoever is running the show over there at Warner Brothers probably just, didn't give a shit and just thought it was a license to print money at that point.
Yeah, no, it actually, like, again, I enjoyed Justice League when I first saw it, just for entertainment purposes. I watched it with brain cells turned off. All in all, it wasn't a good movie. This one, it was completely different vibe, feel, and everything. They even were able to connect it to Aquaman better than what the original movie was. Like there's clearly one scene with William Dafoe, who plays a prominent character in the Aquaman lore, and it wasn't there in Justice League. And that one was definitely a new scene that was filmed. Everything about it, it literally was like not Infinity War quality. I would say it's somewhere between Thor Ragnarok and Endgame quality, because they did such a better job with storytelling, such a better job with pacing, such a better job with character development, that it just makes me wonder what could have been. And I think, honestly, this could open the floodgates. Because
we'll know, obviously, when the next wave of movies come in, but I mean, we'll have to see.
Yeah. So this honestly, I think, could open the floodgates of people being like, no, fucking release the Snyder Justice Leagues and everything. It's probably not going to happen. But I also thought the Snyder Cut didn't exist. I was like, guys, just shut the fuck up. It doesn't exist. It existed.
Well, it technically didn't exist when everybody was talking about it. He was working on it.
Yeah, I honestly, it was one of those movies that it didn't feel like it was 4 hours. Granted, the way they did was like part 1, part 2, part 3, like it was like a Tarantino thing, like with chapters. I have a few problems with it. Darkseid didn't fight, which was a huge bummer, because he looked fucking awesome. And he was actually scary. Like, I mean, like Thanos was scary because Thanos was like, he had an evil plot, but with good intentions. Darkseid was just plain fucking evil. he was scary.
I would hope so when your name is Darkseid.
Fair enough.
He's very reasonable.
Yeah.
There is one character who was revealed in this one that was not revealed.
Oh, is this a spoiler?
I'm not gonna say what it was.
I mean, everybody who watched Justice League knows exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about Jesus Joker.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Somebody else.
Oh, well then I don't know.
Because I can take my headphones, because I'm gonna watch it probably this weekend or next week.
Okay, good.
Well then we'll just not do the spoiler then.
I won't, but I'm just saying there's one character who was revealed to be there the entire time, and this character was not in any battles, which was a real travesty.
So it was more like not actual complaints, just more like, oh come on, why didn't you give me that too?
Exactly.
So they're good complaints.
Yeah, those are the only two. And like the Joker scene was absolutely terrifying. It wasn't like a lame cameo. Like it's the whole thing. Like that's how Jared Leto's Joker should have been.
Not him lying in a pool in like a sea of knives while it just felt like some really weird like comedy scene where he's hung over lying on the floor.
Yeah. With like tattoos on his fists.
It was a legitimately scary Joker. Like he the way he was, and this just that whole scene was just very uneasy to watch because it was such a dark, like morose scene that you're just like, man, this is fucked. This isn't like this is how Joker is. Like this is like he's just the world's gone to shit and he's like, this is fun. Like he's just enjoying it.
It's like this is the greatest day of my life.
I honestly think
he's doing the Joker dance from the Solo film, just for different reasons.
Oh yeah.
I honestly think that Jared Leto deserves another chance, and they should bring him into the Pattinson environment. I really think so because he is a brilliant actor, and frankly, that Joker is terrifying. It just he never got a proper chance. And another fucked up thing, he is the first live actor since Cesar Romero, I don't know if that counts, to play Joker twice in two different movies. Everyone else has only played Joker once. And it was fantastic. I don't know how much Adam would enjoy it, but it was such an improvement that it just upsets me of what could have been if they had actually done this as Justice League rather than Justice League. The DCEU could probably still be around, and it just.
I mean, it's still around. We just don't care about it.
It could have been prominent. It could have because frankly, I don't know, man.
I will say this though, I don't think that if Justice League came out the way that it is, that suddenly everything would be amazing now, because obviously Wonder Woman 1984 came out after. So it seems like maybe if Snyder was running the whole show, maybe it might work, but it seems like if they're moving around with different directors left and right, it's not always the best. So
let Snyder be the Kevin Feige of DC. Let one guy run the show, because then it would probably be less of a clusterfuck mess than what they made it to be. But I think it's going to be a soft reboot at this point, and whatever. Again, if I think this could open the floodgates where they say release the Snyder Justice League 2, release the Snyder Justice League 3. It could happen because I did not think this was going to happen. So
it's more in the sense that it would at least give people like the chance if a really bad movie comes out to be like, okay, like, can somebody else get their hands on this thing and make it better?
Yeah. And my other thing is I'm happy Black Widow's getting released, because it feels like my concern was if they release it on Disney Plus, I don't think it's going to be a good movie, because frankly Mulan was terrible. But they really tried to release this in theaters, and frankly, they just gave up and like, just release it on Disney Plus, but also release it in theaters. So I think it's still going to be a great movie, because
I still don't see why your take of like, because it gets put on Disney Plus, it's suddenly a bad movie. But still,
Well,
like
here's the thing.
I'm just happy that it's existing now because it's been
Yeah.
essentially like what it's going to be like a full year and plus since it was supposed to have been out.
Yep. Like I said, man, if we're allowed to, I'll have the fucking watch party at my place.
I still wouldn't come. I'm not taking that risk. Fuck that shit. We ain't getting
Maybe in the
vaccines for
backyard.
months.
It'd be in the backyard, but okay.
Don't matter to me right now. It's too, especially with that variant now. It's too goddamn risky. Especially here,
Chris,
we're about to hit a third wave. Canada is about to get fucked again for a couple months.
Speaking of third wave, Chris, what have you been up to?
You are not the host. Fuck off.
Oh, shut up.
No, I won't actually. No. Sorry, I'm doing it wrong. No, I don't think I will.
So, Chris, what have you been up to?
Well, I'm gonna go anyways. So I have been playing my Assassin's Creed. Obviously, I'm not ready to talk more about it, only because I'm 92 hours in, and according to the game, 91% completed. And I'm assuming that means all the side quests and stuff too, because I've got very little left to go. So I think I'm really close to the end, which I wasn't expecting. And that's awesome because this is a huge game and I actually will need a break from it when I'm done. But the highlight I have for the week is kind of a different take because it's a game I actually had to stop playing and decide to stop. And it's weird because I love it, but I can't keep playing. The game.
You are not allowed to make that joke, Vish.
I am.
The game is Hyper Light Drifter.
Yeah.
It is an indie game that's kind of like a very fast-paced Legend of Zelda meets, I don't know, Shinobi? I don't even know what the heck this game is inspired by. Like, it's hard to tell because it's top-down like Zelda, but it's very fast-paced. And it's more like dash, dash, attack, dash, dash, attack, dash, dash, attack. And it's in a really cool pixel like style, which I love. Like the graphics are beautiful in the amount of detail that they put into the game. Like I
see what you're saying about the Zelda mixed with Shinobi. That's definitely the visual style that I'm seeing right here.
Yeah, and it's just so fast, and it's like kind of a precision kind of game, and it's one big open world. There's 5 bosses, so if you go like north, east, south, or west, there's a boss in each area. There are different areas. One's a snow area. One's like the area you're seeing kind of on the video here, where it's like water temple, kind of. Yeah, and I mean, again, the game's beautiful. It's fun. The story had me intrigued because it's one of those games where it gives you no written dialogue. So all of the story is given as you kind of interpret it through screenshots or images that you see when you talk to somebody, like you can see on the screen, or just through the lore that you see things like on the ground or the very odd cutscene. Like it's one of those ones where you kind of have to interpret what's going on, which I actually liked in this game. Some games do that horribly. This one, it had me intrigued where I was like, what is happening? Like, this is fucking weird. I loved the game like a lot. But I've been trying to play this game for now 3 years. I think maybe 4, actually. I think a year during COVID. I think that actually makes it 4. I've been trying, and I've beaten 2 bosses. I'm on the 3rd area, and I had to give up. It is so fucking hard. Like, it's one of those games where it's meant to be difficult, and I found out the story behind it. The developer of this game, just one guy, has a heart condition, and he's had it his whole life. And for him, the odd normal day is extremely difficult for him. So he made this character in this game. When you actually start it, you have a heart condition. When or I don't know if it's exactly a heart condition, but like you will walk into an area and you just start spilling out blood and faint, and that's part of the story. And that's not what makes the game difficult. What makes the game difficult is the extreme battles. But the guy actually made the game where he was like, I want a game that shows that some days are extremely hard to get through. Like, I want a character that has this difficulty in their life. And when you play this game, you feel that difficulty like I feel every day with my heart condition. And like, praise to this guy for, you know, getting through and doing all that stuff. He added an easy mode to his game, and I still fucking cannot get anywhere else than I did when it was set to normal. Because in all honesty, I don't really know if easy mode is easy mode. Normal mode, you get 5 health points. Easy mode, you get 6. That's it. So 1 extra health. You go to a boss, you get hit, that's 2 health. So regardless if you're on normal or easy mode, you still get hit 3 times, you die. There's no extra around there.
This reminds me of what you're saying. It reminds me of one Medal of Honor game on the PlayStation, where easy mode you start with full health each level, and normal mode you start with remaining health. And even with full health, it is fucking hard.
Yeah. This game, it's just you'll go into one area and you'll get surrounded by enemies. And the whole idea is that you dash, hit one guy, and like you have to read the room and read every enemy. Because as soon as you get hit, you do have a heal you can use, but you only have 3 of them. And once you get hit, and if you want to heal, unfortunately, when you go to heal, it actually stops your animation while you're healing. So you'll go to heal and you'll get hit and die. And it's like, oh my goodness. Like what am I going to do? Like, I want to heal. If I heal, I am going to actually just stop for 2 seconds, do the healing animation. I'm just going to die in those 2 seconds. So you actually have to find moments when you can heal, and you might have only 1 health, and healing will kill you because it's just going to stop you. So you actually have to keep fighting. And you'll have like 9, 10, 12 enemies on a screen, and some of them take like 4 hits to kill with your sword. And yes, there's upgrades and stuff you get, but even then, like, the upgrades don't do anything amazing for you. So I love this game, and I've wanted for years to finish it. I've gotten as far as I can. I own it on Steam. I bought it on Switch thinking maybe playing it on the go, it'll make it a bit easier. And I had to stop. I gave up like about a week ago. Not even a week ago, like 5 days ago. I tried and tried.
How many levels are there in this game?
So it's open concept, open world. But there's 4 main bosses at each, like, north, east, south, west. There's a main village in the middle. You choose whichever path you want to go, but it's kind of like known that east is easiest, north second easiest, then west, and then south. And I'm on west, and I can't even get towards the boss. I just can't even get there. Just from all the different enemies and the explosions and this and that and this. And every time you go to a different area, like, the amount of enemies increases or they get more difficult. So I love this game, and I have nothing bad to say it. Just if you're a person where you're not great with difficult games, this game might be hard, and you might not be able to get it done. But, I mean, I don't regret buying it even twice. On Switch, I mean, I bought it for like $2. It was really, really cheap. But the Steam, actually on Steam, I think I got this as a gift from my friend in Germany. And I don't regret playing through it. I would pay full price for this game. I would have put it on a Kickstarter because of how awesome it is. I just won't be able to finish it or get any further than I've gotten. And I've tried multiple times. And so I've thrown the towel in. I've thrown the towel in on an amazing game that's just too hard.
Have you looked at any YouTube tutorials to help you get through it at all, or anything? Or
it doesn't sound like the kind of game that a tutorial is going to help you on.
No, it's just button precision, and it's like you're going to die a lot, and you just have to keep trying the same battles over and over until you finally don't die. And I just got to the point where it's like I can't keep redoing the same battles, and I was stuck on one for I don't even know how long, like a really, really long time. And it's not like when you die, you have full healings or anything back. Like, you still have the amount of healing attempts left. Like, you can have a max of 3, but you only have 1 at your last save point. So when you go into that battle, you just have that 1 heal option. So it's kind of like, do it perfectly or don't do it at all, because you're going to die.
Makes sense.
But I highly if anybody is into slightly hard games like this, where it's about precision.
Doesn't sound like slightly hard.
Okay, if you like hard fucking games, I highly recommend this. because again, it's never like the game's fault that you died. It's always your fault. Because I've had it where I would go to a battle, I would die 11 times, and then my 12th time, I would do it like I was a flawless ninja who'd been training for years, like dash cut, and like wouldn't get hit once after dying 11 times. But again, it takes so much practice and so much precision that just like you have to have patience and like the difficulty.
I'm looking at this part right now, and oh my god, this looks painful. This is
nothing. This is the first area, and this is the easiest part of the game.
Yeah, someone who's been playing Enter the Gungeon, I'm looking at that too, being like, this is nothing. This is nothing.
Yeah, that is nothing compared to where I'm stuck. Yeah, you'll beat the first boss almost no problem, and then you get to the second boss and be like, how the fuck am I ever going to do this?
This is when the game really starts.
Yeah. Third area, just go home. Just uninstall and leave.
You get into the second zone, and it pulls like Resident Evil 7, where the guy grabs you by the collar, be like, welcome to the family, son. Wham! And the difficulty spikes.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a spike in difficulty second area, and then third area where I am is just like, holy fuck, this is so hard. And then there's a fourth area. And then once you beat all 4 areas, a 5th boss appears in the town.
Not that you
which
would know.
I have to assume is impossible. So
one is at the equator.
Yeah.
Now, my real question is Chris, have you not seen anybody at GDQ do a speed run of it?
I haven't yet, and I'm going to watch one, but I'm going to be so fucking pissed when they beat this game, because you can apparently beat this game if you are like fantastic in like a few hours. If you know where to go, because again, it's an exploration game, and you're great with the difficulty, you can just go for it. But yeah, you know what? Fuck it. I can't wait till they do it in GDQ. I need to see this game wrecked.
I need to see the speed run for this game.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Oh, well, I mean, that would be a hack. I want to see somebody speed through it with no glitches and actually just speed through it and beat it.
Let's see.
And
here.
I know people are.
Oh, okay. No major glitches. New game. All right. 30 minutes.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Counting load times, 33 and a half.
Oh,
yeah, this game's really good for loading. Like the whole game having about 3 minutes of loading, I believe it. Oh, I'm so pissed.
Stay mad, Chris. Stay mad.
I've put 15 hours, probably, maybe 20 combined into this. Maybe more. But it's like I've gotten nowhere. Fuck. Well, I mean, I beat, I guess, half the game, but I'm never getting past level 3 or 4. Like, it's just not happening. But so good. Like, I wish there was an easy mode or something where I could actually play through and beat it, because it's so satisfying.
It gets an update just for you, where it's just like the please let me finish this game. I love this game, but I can't beat it mode.
Yeah. And they added the easy mode because people were complaining it was too hard. But everyone was like, it's meant to be hard. That's the whole point. But still, the developer added easy mode, and it's still too fucking hard.
Is it like with Cuphead? Like, it's designed to be difficult, but it's like if you fail, it's your fault. In this game, it's like if you fail, it's like your fault, or the game's just designed to.
He said earlier, it's your fault.
It's your fault. Yeah, okay. It's your fault if you fail. You can blow through it and not die once. There's an achievement, don't die once. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm never getting that achievement. That's not happening.
You're just hoping for the I finished the fucking game achievement.
Yeah, that's all I wanted. I just had decided if I beat this game, to me, that is enough. And I thought it'll take me 5 hours. It'll take me 10 hours. And every time I tried, I just added 5 more hours till I was like, I give up. I'm so frustrated. I have to give up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's been the highlight of the week. Let's move on to the frustrating stuff. Because there's a lot of frustrating. Well, I mean, there's some cool stuff too, but there's a lot of weird, frustrating stuff that's kind of getting on my nerves too. So let's start with the obvious one. The fact that
Madden isn't coming out until September. I know. I'm fucking.
Oh, good. I accidentally took Vish off the camera there. There, let's fix that. So PlayStation 3, Vita, and PSP stores are potentially being closed down in the summer, which basically just means the digital stores will shut down. As far as I know, like if they're on PlayStation Now on PS4 and PS5, it's still there, but like in terms of being able to buy games on their digital store, it's completely gone. But it's not a
Well, what about
guarantee.
the
This
games
is
you
this is a
already
report.
purchased?
This isn't confirmed by Sony themselves, so we don't know for sure. But I mean,
Yeah, it's more a rumor, but
it wouldn't be a surprise
What
if it
about the
happens
games
either.
you've already purchased, though?
What's that?
The games you've already purchased.
I assume you have to download them because I think they just
Yeah.
take like the store is completely gone. So I don't know if it'll be able to even pull the download.
yeah, you got to download them onto a hard drive or onto the hard drive of the system before, I imagine.
No, but I mean, if you have them already installed, you can still play them,
Well,
right?
yeah, because it's on your hard drive. It's
yeah.
fine.
Okay.
It's just
Okay.
if it's not there, you're not gonna be able to download them. That's usually how that ends up working. Now, a lot of people have really complained about it, and I made a video on it a couple of days ago where I simply said, guys, like now that we're doing digital as a process, you know this was going to happen. This was an inevitability. The fact that people thought this wasn't going to come up is really, really short-sighted. Like, there's no incentive for Sony to keep these stores online forever.
It was inevitable, like Thanos.
Well, yeah, but they're snapping all of it out.
Yeah, that's true. Thanos was only half. Thanos was nicer than Sony.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Yeah,
See,
fair enough.
hashtag Thanos was right.
Thanos did nothing wrong.
But no, like, I get the few people that would be actually like affected by this, but the reality is, let's be completely honest here. If we're talking PS3 and PSP, for sure. The Vita one is actually surprising me because Japan still has a pretty vibrant Vita market going on because games still
That's
get made
exactly,
for Vita in
yeah.
Japan. So I don't know if it's a world
100%.
thing or if it's a North America thing. Because if it was North America, it would make sense for Vita because no one touches Vita. Vita basically just became another mod console. Let's be honest. But like, let's be fully transparent here. If you in North America are still playing PS3 or PSP, there are one of two things happening. One, you're a collector, or two, you're so poor, and both are not affording digital copies because if you're a collector, you're buying physical, and if you're poor as shit, you can't afford the games to begin with. So it doesn't really change anything. So it really asks the question, how many people are spending money on those stores? I'm willing to say it's not much.
No. Sony definitely had a threshold, and as soon as it hit that threshold, they were like, and that's when we close it
This
down.
is assuming that they're actually doing it, obviously.
If they actually
But like,
do it,
if
yes.
it was to happen, I mean, I don't blame them. I don't agree with it regardless, because I think if you have the kind of money that any of these companies do, you should be doing everything in your power to keep these games up as long as possible. But at the same time, if they were to pop up a number and just say like, oh yeah, by the way, we got on average like $5,000 a month in PlayStation 3 game sales, like, or like $10,000 or $50,000. Like, unless that thing is still hitting in the hundreds of thousands, it's a waste of money to keep those servers up. So
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. Now, on the flip side, this is the kind of stuff that makes me think that PlayStation needs to be holding their own when it comes to emulation, or at least allowing modders to make emulation a thing. Because in my opinion, if the digital store is gone, modding should be allowed. Emulation should be allowed, because no one, like, there's no new physical copies to buy. It's all secondhand market, so it's not like Sony's getting a cut from anything.
A lot of the games are not even physical, like NBA
Yeah, there's
Jam.
a lot of digital only, a lot of indie games.
The NBA Jam remake that was out for that generation is not available in physical format.
Yeah, I mean, there's so
And
many
I don't
games
even
out
think
there.
the Scott Pilgrim game is either, and I
No.
have them both on my PS3.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as you have them, it's fine. But we're talking just being able to buy it if you've never owned it. But when it comes to anything else, like, I don't see any reason at this point that you would be able to have a case for a cease and desist order on an emulation. That would be the point where it'd be like,
100%.
there's no reason for you to do it. You're not giving anybody the option to purchase it now.
Yeah, that's my view 100%. If you cannot buy a game anywhere, like if it's just not available on things, then emulation shouldn't be an issue, because nothing's being stolen because nothing was available for purchase in the first place.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you on this.
If it's available anywhere digitally, then there's a case to be had. But if there's literally no way to, let's just say it's Killzone. Let's just say it's Killzone.
Mhm.
If you cannot buy it in any shape or form where Sony doesn't get a cut, it should be more than legal to emulate it. Should be more than legal. That simple. But there seems to be a potential intriguing thing to it, and that's this patent here that Sony has now put in, which I don't know what it means because I can't read patent, but it's all I see is it has to do with awarding trophies through emulation. And when a story like all these shores shutting down comes up, and this patent just happens to show up, it's interesting timing. Which just begs the question, could Sony be potentially looking at something like what PS2 on PS4 was, and maybe say, making it so that you could potentially emulate PS3 games on PS5? Or even in the sense of, like, because a lot of people have been talking about PlayStation Now because Game Pass is continuing to be the juggernaut that it is, that maybe the best thing for PlayStation Now would not be to be the place to play all the big games, but the place to play all the old games. Literally just putting everything there, like all the old PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 games, even if you can figure out a way to make PSP and Vita games available, depending on how the controls are run. Because there are some games that I don't think use any like the special features of it, so it would be possible. But that would be an interesting way to sell PlayStation Now, not as where you go and play the next like Uncharted 5 if it ever exists. It's not to play that on day one, like say Xbox is doing with all their games. But this could be the place to be if like, hey, you remember how much you used to like the original Suikoden on PlayStation? You want to go play it? Pay us this monthly fee, you'll have easy access to it. If you want to play all the old stuff that you remember growing up and your parents threw away your console and you can't get them without paying like $5,000 for that collection, here's the way to do it. Give us $20, done. That'd be an interesting way to get around
100%.
The PlayStation Vault.
And somebody even came up with a clever idea. If they were to do something like that, don't call it PlayStation Now anymore. Call it PlayStation Then.
Yeah, that would be. I was actually thinking.
That's so genius.
Yeah, this it reminds me of a little bit of the Nintendo Switch Online, because Nintendo has its online service too. You have to pay for online, and what they offer is NES Online and SNES Online. So you don't get any new games at all. Well, you get Tetris 99 and the odd new game, but they're designed specifically for online.
Yeah, I mean it's Virtual Console as like a subscription.
Yeah, and I love that idea because it's like every couple of months, it's like, hey, here's 4 or 5 new games being added. You still get that like hype like you would with Game Pass, but it's like Donkey Kong Country 3 is being added, and it's like, holy fuck, yeah, I'm gonna go play that right now.
Because there's all those games that like some of us have collections. Like I have a bit of a PlayStation 2 collection of games of the ones that I really like. I have a couple of PlayStation games, but there's a lot that I'm missing. Like, say, for example, I wanted to get Breath of Fire 4 because I've never gotten that, and I would love to have the chance to play it. It cost me over $100 to get it in physical version for an old PlayStation game, just because of the way that it's printed, right? Like, Chris, give me an example of one that you really wish you could have that you know you don't have.
Like a physical copy of something?
Yeah.
Shit, like Suikoden 3?
Suikoden 3, because I have a copy of that. What is it right
now?
Do? Yeah, it is. It's not too bad. It's $42 right now.
Okay, that is not what I was expecting.
Okay, here's a hidden gem. Tiny Tank.
Tiny Tank? I don't even know what that is. For PlayStation?
Yeah.
$50.
Not terrible.
It's not terrible. But there are some crazy games. So like I'm just really for example, curious. I'm gonna pull up the PlayStation 2 list and we're gonna go to what the highest priced ones are. So Rule of Rose I knew was gonna be one of them. $700.
Here, okay, I'll tell you one that's surprising, a very high one because there's not that many of them. Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I love how this is just becoming a fun little segment right now. Yeah, that makes sense. Some copies are different. Yeah. Depends on the printing things. Then we get to the really interesting. Let's go super far back and just for funsies. Let's go to NES. Let's see what the most expensive one on NES is. It probably isn't that
I know
bad.
which one. I know which one it is. It's the Olympics one.
No, the Olympic one is giant game. It may not even show up because there may not be anything, but there's like stuff that's $2,000 here.
Which one's that one?
It's called Little Samson. I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see Super Nintendo just for fun, and then I'll break off of this. But you guys get my point. Like it's crazy. So a special edition Star Fox. Yeah, there's all these like special things, and then there's like a couple ones that are like $800. But there's like special edition stuff that's really expensive. But yeah, for like some games because of how rarely they were, there's not a lot. So to have things like obviously Nintendo did pretty smart with the Virtual Console. It would be amazing if we're talking Sony with like say. Because you can't get every game. It would be impossible. I don't know. I don't think they have everything stored somewhere. But like if we're talking like major like first party games. The library's too big, man. Like, if we're talking like pretty major games, or like people could just opt in, give them the code, and they can throw it up there. I wish that was something that they could do. I don't know how hard it is. I'm not a
100%.
technician. I'm not an engineer. I wouldn't have a goddamn idea. But it would be, as a gamer, it would be really cool. I would absolutely pay like $20 a month to, like, especially now that I'm streaming, to go back and play old school games that either I never got the chance to play or that I haven't played in forever. You know, just want to get some nostalgia kicks back in. Like, there are a lot of fun games that I could go back to and stream now, and it would be amazing.
I would love that. If this PlayStation then came out, I would sign up tomorrow.
Yeah, legitimately,
Like,
I would legit get that. Like, I don't know if I keep it. Like, I'd probably like pop in whenever I wanted to. But like, I would definitely use that service a lot more than I would use PlayStation Now, which is never at this point. So
yeah,
actually, I wonder.
100%. I
for
think
the sake
that
of curiosity,
should...
how many PS Now subscribers are there roughly? 2.2 million. That's of May 2020. Oh. Now, if we flip that to Xbox Game Pass, it's 9 times that. So Sony needs to, if Sony actually cares, because here's the thing, they may not. They may just go, our selling point is our first party games. We have the Game of the Year games. Like, that's what we do. Then maybe they don't care. But as something as like a little side thing that they could make some money on, to avoid this thing that people were worried about with all these stores shutting down, you solve that problem real quick if you make it a little bit easier for people to play at least not every game that's ever been in their library, but at least a decent chunk of them. Because they try to do that with PS2 and PS4, and I'll say they did a good job the moment they launched it and then stopped. Because I think they only added like a very, very few little games after that. If they had stuck to it, I think it could have done really well. For all we know, it wasn't selling well, which I guess I wouldn't be surprised by. But if you did it in a monthly subscription instead, I think people would attach to it, because what makes you feel better, paying $15 for GTA Vice City on PS4 or paying $15 a month to play Vice City and all these other games? The $15 a month is going to feel more enticing. Especially if that library is a bit bigger too.
So yeah. Yeah, 100%. I would 100% sign up for this. It's crazy how quick I'd sign up for it.
And then speaking of things that Sony might be doing that I would totally like to spend money on, their new VR controllers got revealed. And they look pretty. They look super pretty.
I don't know why I was getting Iron Man vibes from them.
I mean, you're going to love, like, literally just pulling your arm out and pointing and just hitting the trigger. Yeah, it's going to be pretty goddamn cool for Iron Man VR with that. And it's shaped perfectly. Yeah, like, it's not going to get in the way of anything. Like, it's perfect. You're not going to have to worry about holding this stick like the PlayStation Move controller kind of was. You know, this really does feel like you're just holding two parts of a controller and it's not in the way of anything. I like how that looks immediately.
It's almost like you're wearing gloves.
Yeah,
like, I get like you're wearing gloves, and that makes sense, because when you're doing stuff, you're doing it like you're wearing gloves.
Like, I'm looking at the front picture. Like, it literally, it looks like you're just putting your hands in like a really overly sized like sleeve.
Yeah.
It almost feels like when
perfect.
you go on like certain like I guess like roller coaster rides or something, but there's always like the things you got to hold on to. It almost feels like that.
Yeah. It's like the Power Glove.
Oh god, please don't be like the Power Glove.
Now you're playing with power.
But then you got things like obviously the haptic triggers now, which is real. Like, that's gonna make like just shooting games alone, like playing super hot with that is gonna be amazing. Yeah. Like that kind of stuff. Or even going back, like, because there's even right now on PS4 VR, there's a lot of stuff. Like, you have Borderlands 2, you could have what's that first party one that they Blood and Truth, I think.
You could even utilize this for some sports games, even.
Oh, absolutely! Like there is some stuff you could really do with it. There's a lot of things I think with the way that looks, and obviously with the haptic feedback, that adds a lot to it. So there's definitely the potential of this. Like, I'm kind of curious about VR, but again, it just comes down to the library. That's always the big one. The library is the most important part. Yeah. If there's still not a lot of attachment to it, which, let's be honest, there still probably won't. That's why I said when we were talking about it like a while ago on the podcast, if they really want to make a dent, talk to Valve and see if you can get Half-Life VR over there, or Half-Life Alyx in there. Because then at least you have some extra pulling power. But as it stands, like, I don't know if there'd still be enough library. Like, it's basically a bouge buy. Like, you're getting something because you have the money to burn and you want the extra experience. It's not like a casual person's buy.
You know what's a thought I had about these? They're not white.
Mm.
They don't match the PS5.
Oh shit! People are getting
when I saw it,
my
I was
black
like-
PS5's coming.
Yeah, does this mean that there's other, PS5 colors coming?
Then they come.
Other
Then they show off the
controllers
headset, and it's fucking pink for some reason.
It's like,
All
Actually,
I'm
no,
gonna
it'd have to
say
be
is
blue. So you're gonna have the white console with black controllers and the blue headset.
All I'm gonna
just
say is
fuck.
must bite tongue.
Okay, bite harder.
I don't want to. It'll hurt.
But yeah, like it's such a little thing, but again, these kind of designs just make you go, okay, you know what? I don't actually hate that, and it makes you think like, man, maybe somewhere down the road, maybe I'd take a look at it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
But the library's still going to be a big hit.
This has me interested in VR.
Yeah, and if they have a decent, like an interesting couple of new games that come with it, like who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they find a new way to do Astro as a demo onto that thing.
That would be
You
awesome.
are the robot. Have fun skating, Chris.
You are the no, not the skating. I don't know. He twirls a lot. I'll throw up.
Must destroy man.
I'll be back.
I feel like you're playing the wrong Astro.
Yeah. Wait, are we talking Astro Boy like the anime? Or are we talking Astro like the yogurt? There's a lot of
love
Astros.
the anime.
Definitely the yogurt.
Okay, cool.
I know what Vishal was doing is the yogurt.
The VCR podcast is sponsored by Gogurt.
So good.
So one more thing that Sony didn't show up, but actually did, which both me and Chris is probably thinking is pretty interesting because we both kind of partake a little bit in watching competitive stuff. They bought Evo, which is one of the bigger fighting tournaments out there.
So yeah,
This is actually crazy.
even I thought was like, what the fuck?
That's really interesting because it's like Sony doesn't really have like their fighting game, so it makes me wonder what their logic is on this.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, they bought like 95% of Evo.
now here's the interesting part too. What does Nintendo do about this now?
They came up with a statement, actually.
Yeah, they said they're thinking about it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
their
usually a sign
statement
that they're
was,
pulling
We're
it.
gonna have to think about this.
That's
Wait,
a sign that they're
does
pulling
Evo-
it. That is 100% because Nintendo has a real problem with Smash competitive gaming for some reason.
That's what I'm wondering. Is Evo is Smash Bros. Part of Evo?
Smash is a big part of Evo.
It was a huge part.
Oh,
Like for
fuck.
forever, like Nintendo was giving them shit for like still doing Melee, a fucking GameCube game, and they were giving them shit. Like Nintendo is. A lot of people have tried to say that Nintendo's so good with YouTubers now. I'm like, no, they're not. They still aren't.
Oh, they're not.
What are you talking about? They still give people. They fucking went nuts because a streamer one time tried to do a tournament using. I think it was like, what was it? It was like Smash Melee that was modified so that it could play online, and they canceled it immediately because of that. Like, it's stuff like that where, like, Nintendo, you're not making any money off of this. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, there's no money for you to lose in this. What are you doing?
Yeah, they are so scared and worried and protective. Holy shit.
Like, how much money do you think companies are making because their games are getting featured all the time?
Oh, tons.
Like, man, it's crazy. But the interesting thing that I thought is, well, if Smash, let's assume that maybe Nintendo's pulling Smash. This would be a great time for Sony to come out and announce a new PlayStation All-Stars.
I actually really liked that game. It wasn't as good as Smash Brothers. And
I mean, that's a
in
really
all
high
honesty,
bar
maybe it's a
to
bad-
try to clear, so...
Yeah, that's true. But I actually really liked playing that game.
It wasn't
I thought
bad.
it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
It could be done well, especially now that they've at least had some practice with other things. Like, you could get somebody on that and do it well. And it's curious when they buy a fighting game tournament to buy, like, basically all of the shares of it, and they don't really have, like, anybody in that makes anything that's in that race, I think. Like, I don't think there's anything, like, major. Like, I know... Like, what's the usual suspects? Like, Mortal Kombat's usually big there. Soul Calibur sometimes is. Street Fighter's usually a big part of it. Smash is a big part. Right now, Guilty Gear was a bit of a thing in that.
Oh, Guilty Gear, yeah.
Sometimes Darkstalkers would hide in there. But, like, nothing that, like, Sony's, like, first-party owning. Like, it's nothing that they have an ownership of. So it makes you wonder what they're planning to do with this. Because, I mean, it's a great platform.
They've
like,
got to have something.
if they're coming out with a big fighting game, or like they're like about to purchase somebody that's going to make something, really like that would be a really good opportunity to be like, hey, we're gonna really showcase the shit out of it. Otherwise, I guess it's gonna be Street Fighter with a lot of PlayStation ads. I don't know.
There could be Mortal Kombat as well.
I already mentioned Mortal Kombat, but Sony doesn't own that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny because whenever Sony goes live on Twitch to stream its esports stuff, they only stream Mortal Kombat 11.
It is interesting how
Kombat.
that works. It makes you wonder if there's like maybe something quietly going on with NetherRealm and them.
Sony buys. Wait, who owns NetherRealm? Warner Brothers?
I
think
think
W-
no,
Games?
no. I think it would be Warner Brothers because they had DC versus Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, they're owned by Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Sony. This is the first step in Sony buying Warner Brothers games.
Hey, let's have fun.
Hey, man,
what
for sale?
would would we actually be getting out of that? Let's see here. Let's scroll to new. So we'd be getting obviously like the stuff that we want with Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad
games,
Hogwarts Legacy,
DC.
Back for Blood. That'd be interesting.
Oh wow!
But yeah, that like
Lego
upcoming
games.
stuff. It's basically Lego, Mortal Kombat, and like the DC stuff for the most part.
The all what the hell's it called? Lord of the Rings. All the Lord of the Rings games, like Shadow.
Well, I mean,
of
I'm
Mordor,
talking like
Shadow-
stuff that's coming still, right?
Oh, coming still. Yes.
Like stuff that we actually would expect. It's basically like DC games and like Lego games for the most part, and Mortal Kombat essentially. So I mean, there'd be some interesting stuff that would come if they say like ended up buying it. But yeah, you never know, right? It's just interesting is all.
Maybe NetherRealm.
It is
like
very
Sony.
Well, no. Disney was going to buy NetherRealm and then buy Sony. We all know that.
Disney owning Mortal Kombat.
And then Amazon will buy everything, and then we'll just be Amazon's Amazon console by Amazon.
Today's episode is brought to you by Amazon, our overlord.
So we talked earlier about the potential of a different PlayStation Now thing, and we decided to call it PlayStation Then. Xbox then decided, hey, we're going to change the name of ours too, and it's not going to make any sense because they just rebranded Xbox Live to Xbox Network. And basically every gamer went, but Xbox Live sounds better.
Yeah, like, was anybody buying Xbox Live thinking, fuck, I thought this was so I could live stream? Like, what did they think?
It's like, I thought this was TV.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that was the Xbox One.
Yeah, like, who was so confused? They were like, this has got to be Xbox Network.
So the reasoning was like the update from Xbox Live to Xbox Network is intended to distinguish the underlying service from Xbox Live Gold memberships. Who was making that mistake?
Yeah, no one.
Who? Why? Upload to the Xbox Network. Oh shit, they're gonna get you guys. We're uploading to the mainframe. It's like Reboot. We're uploading to Xbox themselves.
This is
oh god.
An unnecessary change. It's so unnecessary.
This is somebody getting paid way too much fucking money to sit on their ass and be like, I got an idea, let's change this name. All right, cool.
How do I apply for this fucking job?
You get $200,000 right now.
But will Xbox subscriptions still be called Xbox Live?
I think it's still Xbox Live Gold. Now? It's just now like the service is Xbox Network. It's fucking confusing. Xbox, what is wrong with you? Your consoles are complicated enough. Jesus.
Yeah. I'm going to buy an Xbox Series X so that I can connect to my Xbox Network, but purchase my Xbox Live Gold.
So you can get Xbox Game Pass.
You get a free game, even though I'll be playing Xbox Game Pass. Though sometimes I pick up my phone and do Xbox X Cloud. Like, what the fuck is happening?
XXXX. Xbox is turning into the literal child that puts 3 X's before his name and then 3 X's at the end. Like, that's literally what Xbox is turning into. They're turning into that guy.
If the next Xbox isn't called Xbox 69, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Let's be honest. It'd be XX420 Dirty Snipes XX Xbox.
Okay, that was more ridiculous than what I was thinking. So yes, that's the Xbox name.
Perfect. All right.
That's perfect.
I win the Xbox Wars. And then the last thing that I had here is the other big thing that's potentially possible is that another Switch could be coming soon. So this is all speculation, but like people are hearing that it could be things like a bigger screen, better CPU, more memory, lots of new games potentially, which I fucking hope so. Nintendo, your library's starting to really thin out.
What about the battery life?
Nothing about the battery life, which is the biggest oops if that's true.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, I don't think most people that own a Switch right now give a shit if it's more powerful. They just want to be able to take it on the road with them for more than like a few hours.
On the road again?
Yeah.
And I mean, the price tag would be $400 US. I mean, whatever. That's not a big deal. The interesting question, I talked about this yesterday on the Pixel Play podcast, and we were streaming that live, that this better not be a new Nintendo 3DS situation. This better not be a situation where only some games run on that Switch. Assuming that this is true, this better not be a new Nintendo 3DS thing. This better just be a PS4 Pro thing. Like, it just runs better.
Yes. And if it's a PS4 Pro situation, I'm fine with it. I don't know if I would upgrade. I really don't think I would.
It almost feels like what iPhones are, where it's like, do you really need to get a new Switch already?
Yeah, no, not at all.
When did the Switch come out?
I mean, it's like, what, 3 years old? 3-4 years old at most?
4 years. Yeah, it just turned 4 a little while ago.
And let's be completely honest, this isn't a console, this is a handheld quasi-console. It doesn't need a power update.
No.
Unless it's getting to the point that just so many games are struggling to run on that base hardware that they need to do it just so that the next like run of games they're doing can actually like successfully run on it, maybe. But then that's kind of the fault of them for making a pretty weak console to start, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, I know like newer games like Doom Eternal run on the Switch, which is phenomenal when you think about it in general. But if you play it in docked mode, it's, I think, 720p. So you're getting a 720p picture, no upscaling on your 4K TV. Now, your TV itself might upscale, but the Switch itself isn't. So that has to just look blurry, and it's running kind of shitty. So maybe this is kind of their way of being like, listen, we know a lot of you play portably, but if for any reason you put on the TV, we can upscale it now to 4K so it doesn't look.
Yeah, there was an argument going around too that people were like, well, if you really want to do a graphical upgrade, why not just upgrade like the dock? Like just like an expansion pack kind of dock. Like it just adds better memory, like more memory and stuff. Because we already know that the normal dock is just a literal piece of plastic. It doesn't have anything in it. So you could release a new dock with like a little bit extra that could beef it up with something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's got a bit in there to boost it, but it's like not much.
Yeah. There would definitely be room in that thing to put something in there if you could.
Yeah, a 3090. Like
just all right, who wants to play Breath of the Wild in 4K 144 frames?
Yeah, just
I think every Zelda fan who has any competency will be lining up for that fucking
and then everybody else won't be able to afford it because Breath of the Wild is still $60.
And also that dock would be $1,500 US.
that is not true. It would be sold out immediately and it would be $15,000.
Yeah, like attaching a 3090 to a dock. Now I want to mod my Nintendo Switch dock. That's like, I'm not gonna be able to do it. I don't know how to mod anything, so that would kind of suck.
It really came down to like, I don't know, A, if this is necessary, and B, it just sounds like Nintendo seeing if they can gouge more money out of their customers. I know that it probably would end up being a beefier, like, Switch, assuming it's not a new 3DS situation, but I'm still sitting there being like, do we really need a new Switch? Like, I understood the Switch Lite, because that made sense. If you don't want to ever play it on your TV, that made perfect sense.
Yeah,
I don't know what you really get out of slightly beefing up this thing. If like I would rather them just work on things like a battery pack or something that would just help it.
Yeah. Maybe everybody's blowing this rumor out of proportion. Nintendo's going to do this, but they're not going to advertise it like it's a Switch Pro. Just as of like later this year, the Switch that's going to be available is slightly beefed up, but it's the current price.
Yeah, if it just became the new SKU, then there's no issue.
Yeah, maybe they're just replacing it, but everyone's freaking the fuck out.
I'm not gonna lie though, my not anti-Nintendo, but like I don't have a lot of pleasantries to exchange with them right now. Immediately goes to like, no, like these guys have been nickel and diming people for a while with their game prices. What stopped them from being like, oh, by the way, here's our new Switch. Like advertising is like the new thing because it's the same with iPhones. Hey guys, this isn't the iPhone 10 anymore. This is the new iPhone 11. Don't you want this? And most of us go, no, that's fucking stupid. But there's enough people to be like, oh, I fucking need it. So, I mean, with Nintendo fans, it's the same thing. You got enough people there that would be like, yeah, I'll give you $500 more for no apparent reason.
Yeah, 100%.
If it really was just a new SKU, then props to them. That'd be amazing. I mean, people would still then just sell their normal Switch and get the new one
Oh
regardless.
yeah, people would trade in their old one.
But either way, like if you advertise it as the new Switch, that just makes people think, oh my god, you're literally just trying to get everybody to buy a better Switch.
The new Switch XL. I'm trying to think of a Nintendo version.
Well, you know what? The new Nintendo Switch will come out, and it'll be the first Switch that can run Cyberpunk. Not well still, but it'll run it.
Oh,
the new
Nintendo
Switch 69 XL.
No. We already established
I
like this is
would
Xbox
Nintendo.
turfs. Get away from get off of Microsoft's turf.
If Nintendo named it 69 at all, I would trade in my old Switch and get the new one out of spite of the fact that they did that. Out of joy.
Apparently, Soulja Boy is making a new console. Maybe that's should be his marketing strategy.
Fuck.
You.
Oh, fucking Soulja Boy with his consoles.
Wait, damn it! Nintendo missed out on a real option. They should have had him back on the last generation. He could have been selling the Wii.
The Wii U. Oh.
I don't know though.
so
Like
good.
I'm sure if they showed this thing off, that it would probably make sense. I don't see the necessity for it because it doesn't seem like the games that they're putting out are really pushing it. It's more like things like battery, which you could just address by a new SKU without ever mentioning it.
Now
Well,
you make me want to watch. Sorry, go ahead.
2 years ago, they changed the SKU and the Switch got a slightly better battery. Went up by like an hour. I think an hour.
Oh, by the way, the
or
new
two.
Switch will still
Like,
have Joy-Con drift now that I think about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They don't give a shit about those.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It's 4 years later. Also, there's no Joy-Con with a D-pad.
That's
Like,
I don't mind the Switch controller, but it's really weird not having a D-pad.
yeah, and I get it because you can each controller becomes its own controller, so you need the 4 buttons. But then just make a separate Joy-Con someone can buy that has a D-pad. And it's like, listen, you can also buy this if you want. It's an option. It's $30. Here you go. I would buy it. Like, I have a third-party one, which was like 15, and that's the only one I ever use.
It's a big reason why I also have no interest in a Switch, aside from the fact that any game I would want to own is going to cost me $10,000 to get. But the controller, because I immediately would not want to use that. I want the Pro Controller immediately, because I don't like the Joy-Cons. I've tried, like, playing Mario Kart on one of those Joy-Cons destroys your hand. It fucking destroys your hand. It's just not worth it.
Yeah, you need
If it's the controller that looks like a dog, it's not so bad.
Well, I mean, if it's the Pro Controller literally just looks like an Xbox controller, which was fine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
No, but there's one that the two Joy-Cons attached side by side, and it looks like a fucking puppy.
Oh,
I love that
like
controller.
those things are. Well, either way, that's still gonna fuck up your hand because we're not two.
Yeah,
because
We have adult hands.
what cramps my hand the worst is the 3DS. I just find it so like small and thin. Well,
it's a
my
big part of
hands
why I don't play
cramp up.
handhelds. It fucks up your hands and it fucks up your neck because you're constantly doing this. Like, yeah, you could lift it up like this, but now your arms are hurting. So if you rest your arms and you look down, now your neck fucking sucks. It was a big part of, like, even as a kid, I played my Game Boy a little bit, but I didn't play it nearly as much as I'd be playing my PS2 because it's a lot easier to kick back on the couch, lean back, and just stare at a screen.
I need glasses because of the Game Boy. I played so much of that fucking thing and ruined my eyes trying to see whatever it was they were trying to show me on that screen. Oh, bless that system.
So yeah. And the last thing, I'm not going to put anything up there because it's going to be really short, but Bobby Kotick can go suck a dick.
What if he wants to?
I don't know what this is, I think.
The Activision CEO.
Oh, fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck him.
I mean, long story
it's
short,
ridiculous.
Activision Blizzard had record profits. They laid off a bunch of people from their esports studio.
Fuck him. I know
And
what you're
he
talking
made a
about now.
$200 million bonus because he exposed loopholes in his fucking contract. To the point that even some of his investors are pretty pissed off because he got a fucking big-ass raise, a big-ass bonus, and they're getting nothing out of that.
Yeah, and laying off all those employees and everything.
And they have record profits. That's the shit that just bugs me with that stuff, that there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
We need
Fuck
to
that guy.
we need to get the wait, okay, hang on. I'm gonna do something quietly in the background because I need to do the thing. Okay. You guys talk about how much you hate fucking this guy for a moment.
I hate his smile. Every picture of him where he's smiling, I hate him. There's something about his face that makes me want to punch him really fucking hard.
Okay, this is worse than what happened with Target Canada. The Target Canada CEO made more money on his buyout than all the Target employees combined on their severance and on their severance pay. One guy made more than everybody like that. Like, that's just like
It's brutal.
Okay, we need to put the fear of God into him. Our Lord and Savior Bernie Sanders.
I thought our Lord and Savior was John
Bernie
Madden.
would have a fucking heyday with this. Oh man.
But yeah, it's. I mean, what can we say? Here we all are making fucking peanuts, and there's this asshole laying people off and getting $200 million out of it. You know?
Yeah, like.
And we're all sitting here being like, man, if I had 1% of that, I don't know what I'd do with that money.
Yeah, I don't like. No one needs $200 million.
What would I do with $2 million? Upside, like, I'd buy my house, but after that, what the fuck do I do? Because I don't think I need that much money.
I would help you out. I'd put it into an account that pays out interest, and you would live off the interest like a normal cash salary.
No, I mean like the what would you like this? You know the 649 commercials all the time where it's like, what would you do if you won $50 million? I'd be like, probably get killed. I don't know.
But in the bank,
I know. I would have a massive panic attack the first day. I would have a massive panic attack
the second day, the third day, and probably every day for the rest of my life after that because I know I'd have a target on my back. I would probably
so hammered that first day, it'll be ridiculous. And then I would call.
So Vish is going to die of alcohol poisoning on the first day. Okay, got it.
No. I won't die. I'll just be like, what the fuck do I do? I would do whatever I can to keep it secret. Whatever I can.
Yeah, good luck with $50 million.
Yeah, I know.
That's why I'll like I guess this will be like our fun little like end thing to talk about. I've always thought that if I was ever to win like any sort of money, I want it to be something like the Cash for Life that we have here in Canada, where it's just $1,000 a week. Like, it makes sense. It's enough. Yeah. It's enough to be like an actual game changer for us, but it's not enough to make you go crazy. Like, it's enough that you still have to be responsible.
So, the thing is, like, after my panic attack, I think I would calm down a little. I would tell close friends and family.
I wouldn't tell people shit.
Well,
if I won $50 million, you'd never see my ass again. I just vanish. I'd be a ghost.
No, I would help. I would help out close friends and family as well. Any way I can. I would also invest a lot of it. I would put at least 10 million into a locked RRSP that I would not be able to access until I was 65, just so I know my future secured. I would put in another 10 million into an RESP for my future children. I would then...
Wait, how much into the RESP?
10 million.
What school are they going to?
Hey man, have you seen what the education system is? What makes you think that the education system is going to be any good? But the only school that's going to be left that has anything, it's going to cost you $50 million just to put them in.
No, but I mean, this, like, I've honestly thought about this many times. It's like, I know very well I would have a panic attack. I would probably donate $1 million to various causes I believe in, like the Humane
It's
Society,
why I go out of my way to never buy
cancer.
major jackpot tickets, because I don't want that.
As
soon as something goes into double digits, I don't touch it because I don't want that.
And then what else would I do? I would probably disappear for a year and just travel. Just like go where the fuck I want. Just because, like, I know very well if I won like the $1 billion jackpot, I would be
$1 billion jackpot.
No, I'm just saying I know very well I would be severely depressed for the rest of my life. I would have literally no purpose. You literally wouldn't know that you have any friends anymore because everybody you don't know who's just trying to get you for your money at that point. I know. That's the thing. Like, everybody always thinks about the big jackpots being like, oh, I could do all this. I'm like, dude, you won't be able to live a day in your life normally anymore because every single person you ever knew is going to come after you. Even whether it's like friendly or not, you're going to have creditors and all these investment people just knocking on your door, calling your phones every fucking day. There's nothing you would do.
That's why I'd rather stick to something small, because then I can be like, dude, I've only got enough to fucking keep me busy. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, if somebody actually came at me and I only was getting $4,000 a month from the government for this lottery thing, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. I can still barely afford anything with $4,000 a month. Are you kidding me?
I don't know. No, it's like, that's like, I've honestly thought about it. Like, I know very well I would have a massive panic attack. I would probably disappear for a few days.
Yes, we know.
I'll probably message, be like, hey, I'm alive. Something's going on. You'll find out soon. But the one...
And then Chris is like, I'd build a PC.
The
39
one absolutely selfish thing I would do, I would get a car and modify it to a Batmobile.
And I said, you can do that if you want. I will never be within a mile of that thing because I would expect to be shot in it.
Yeah.
Chris, want to go cruising in my Batmobile?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm going to have 2 dead friends soon. Okay, cool. No.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
I know exactly
in about 12 months' time, this will be the R podcast. The R stands for... I don't know.
Rest in peace.
I tried to think of something quickly, and I'm like, nope, I can't. Oh, wait, no, I got it. I got
Radical
it.
Podcast.
I got it. Welcome to the R podcast, where the R stands for why.
Why?
Yeah, we're an ESL podcast.
I don't know anymore. I don't know what the fuck we're doing anymore.
You guys want to know what I do with the money? It's very simple. And you guys just follow my example. It's easy. No, I'm not going to build a PC. Well, I would.
Oh, no, you're building a PC. Actually, no, that's not true. You're going to have somebody else build you the best PC.
No, I'm building it. Fuck that. I'm not losing those skills. I'd take all that money. I'd pay off my house. I'd pay off both my sisters' houses. Give my parents some money because they've already paid off their house. So I'll just give them some money for like, hey, retirement kind of stuff. Help out my close friends. So like you two guys, like, I don't know, buy you guys a place to live or something. Then I would tell everyone that's it for the money. It's going into an account. Invested in stuff that pays out just interest, which I would live off like cash for life. The only thing I would treat myself to is I would buy some alcohol that's like $500 a bottle. So it's not even
you'd be getting like that
ridiculous
50-year like aged whiskey kind of shit.
Yeah,
Dude,
I would get some like
I want
such high quality whiskey.
I want you to get fucking bottles imported from Mexico of tequila.
Yeah, I would get some like really good alcohol and have people over, and it wouldn't be like a rager where we drink it in like an hour.
What's that one whiskey in Japan that like sold for a stupid amount of money?
Yeah, I'd need some alcohol that's like
It's
really
not
expensive.
This one, is it?
No.
I mean, did that cost you like?
There we go. Yamazaki, 55-year-old.
No, my sister bought that for me when she went to Japan.
Yeah, okay, yeah, this is the thing. So, hang on, let me put the browser up just for fun. So, this is the story that I remember seeing. It was this, like, 55-year age single malt whiskey that's being sold, fuck off advertising, and it's being sold for $28,000, basically.
Holy fuck.
3 million yen.
I'd buy that one. Okay, fine, I'd buy that one once, but then a bunch of other bottles that are like $500 a bottle.
Adam, what would you do if you won the lottery?
I already said what I would. Oh, I don't want to win the lottery. I want to win like a small thing. I don't care about the big ones.
If you win the big lottery, I will help you make it cash for life.
I don't want the big. Here's the thing: I will not buy a ticket for one. I literally will not buy one. So it's a hypothetical that won't exist because I will never buy a big lottery ticket. I just bought a 649 ticket this week that was for $5 million. That's about as far as it goes. Like, there's no way I'd want anything above 10. It would literally just be a target on my ass.
Yeah. Isn't that what you want, though?
No! I want a target on somebody else's ass. I'm the fucking top. God damn it.
Oh, okay. So you want one? You want someone that the target says bullseye.
No, it's bullseye. Jesus. Couldn't even do the pun was right there, and you couldn't even do it.
The GIF on screen describes exactly how I feel right now during this entire
Yeah, I do want to jump the fuck off of this.
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. Has anybody else got anything else before I fucking get this thing just completely destroyed?
No.
I'm looking forward to Black Widow. The new Marvel schedule seems good. I don't think anything is going to get released in theaters this year. But I don't think anything besides Black Widow and possibly Shang-Chi is going to get, Shang-Chi I think will get released in theaters. I don't think anything besides Black Widow.
Oh, from Black
Eternals.
Widow on, it'll be in theaters. It just depends on where, because we may not still be at that point.
That's the issue.
In the US, it will be by then. Because the US expects to be able to have, you can just have people over for the 4th of July. So, like, it'll be a normal thing again by then.
Well, fucking Texas and Missouri or Mississippi are like, they're reopened. And I think it's a stupid idea.
I mean, if they all get vaccinated in 2 more months, it won't matter, will it?
Yeah, they're all going to be vaccinated. So at that point, there is nothing left.
And they'll get even the dumb fucks, too, because Krispy Kreme's offering free donuts to anybody who gets a vaccination. So, you know, it works out.
Fuck, I bought Krispy Kreme too early this year.
It's not. It's only here. It's only in the States. It's not here.
Also, I like that you said this year. In the States, you buy Krispy Kreme all the time. It's just normal, like your 1 year trip.
Well, it's like Bruce Almighty. I lost weight using the Krispy Kreme diet.
Yeah.
Well, the Krispy Kreme diet would be not eating Krispy Kreme. I guess that's how it works.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, this has been episode 68 of the VCR podcast, where we talk about fucking whatever, I guess. Good Lord knows it's not about video games. So that's going to do it for this show. Thank you so much for checking out the stream. We will see you next week for episode 69. I wish I could say we have a fun guest booked, but I don't know. Maybe I'll put an anime figurine right next to me or something with a butt. Just I don't fucking know. I have no idea what I'm going to.
I think that's a fantastic idea. There you go.
Okay, you know what? And I'll have this guy staring at the camera the entire time.
Perfect. Okay. So yeah. This has been the Dumb Fucks Podcast, episode 68. We'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night, everybody.
Night, everybody. Cheers.
Night, everybody.